YouTube, chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, chicks.
Listen, Chick Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth. Appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Charleston White is learning a very valuable lesson. Sometimes in life, there's people out there that will not tolerate your bullshit, which in turn will cost you money and opportunities. Now, I'm sure you guys all know Charleston White, very controversial figure. Every time I post about Charleston White on my channel, you guys always give me mixed reviews about it. Some of you really love Charleston White and what he says and everything he stands for. Meanwhile, some of you guys do not rock with him and you guys actually plead for me to stop posting him. Charleston White has made a living by trash-talking rappers and also antagonizing them. He's had many confrontations with different rappers at different events. Almost every other month, Charleston White is getting arrested for some random incidents he was in. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not all negative with Charleston White. He talks a lot about how to uplift the black community, but most times, those positive conversations are outweighed by the negative things he does, which always baffles me because Charleston White doesn't have to do all these antics he does. Now, granted, it does get him attention. It does make people want to bring him to their platform, which obviously puts money in his pockets, but it's a very dangerous game. If you guys remember what Tekashi 6ix9ine was back in 2017, 2018, it's very similar to Charleston White. Some people love him, some people don't like him, while other people are watching for the train wreck. Now, Joe Budden apparently was going to have Charleston White on his podcast. Earlier this year, Joe Budden was on Instagram Live when his co-host Imani told him, bro, get Charleston White up here. Trust me, the numbers are gonna shoot through the roof. At the time, Joe wasn't too sure. He seemed very iffy about it.
See, Akbar, I need to interview like Akbar. Somebody got to turn me up. Cat Will got me. We got to figure it out.
A couple of niggas out there that can turn you up.
They could turn me up.
Yeah.
We got to think of them. And I mean, turn us up. We can, come on. We got to get the fucking Kevin Hart response.
Nah, you got to bring Charleston White up here.
What?
You think that'll do it?
I'm telling you.
You think Charleston White is not?
I'm telling you.
He would just say some shit.
I'm telling you.
Look, that's clout chasing. That's nasty. You nasty. And you a fan of Charleston White. You nasty.
You know you need to get up here.
You gotta get whacked or somebody up there.
No, stop. All right, I'm out.
But looks like Joe eventually changed his mind and actually had Charleston White booked to come on the podcast. Now, there's one main issue with having controversial figures on your podcast. They have multiple beefs with random people. Sometimes those random people are people that's close to you or people that you're cool with. For example, Tasha K. Joe Budden flew Tasha K out to his podcast and actually interviewed her. Tasha K and Cardi B do not rock with each other. They actually went to court and she owes Cardi B a lot of money. Joe's got a relationship with Cardi B. Cardi B was not rocking with the idea of Joe interviewing Tasha K. And Cardi was very vocal about it. So, you guys know what Joe Budden did? He stashed the interview and never put it out. Now, the same thing happened with the Charleston White interview. After Joe Budden booked Charleston White for the interview, that was around the time when Gilly's son passed away. Rest in peace. Charleston White went on social media to not only disrespect Gilly, but also disrespect his son that passed away. This then prompted Joe Budden to reschedule his interview with Charleston White. Yesterday, Charleston White was on Jeff Teague's podcast, Club 520, and he spoke on it. Here's what he said.
Podcast happened to share one of your favorites, Dr. Umar Joe Budden.
Yeah. Joe Budden had booked me. Then, I made some comments about Cassie and Diddy was getting high, freaking, fucking, and fighting like most people do in the ghetto. He didn't want to interview me after that.
He took that in the positive.
Well, I say, if I got $1 billion, you can't tell me what I can do with my bitch. And me and my bitch been doing it for 12 years. We like to get high, fucking fight. Yeah, no matter how extreme y'all think the fighting is. See it all the time in the ghetto with our uncles and our aunties starting out getting drunk. Fight on the weekend. So Joe Budden pulled me from that podcast. But I seen a Dr. Umar Johnson and Joe Budden.
Yeah, man, we gotta get Dr. Umar on this podcast.
Now, as this clip started to make its round on social media, Joe Budden called Cap and wanted to address the situation. Joe said, I didn't push the Charleston White interview back. because of his Puff comments. Puff is grown. I rescheduled because he was talking about someone's dead son right after he was murdered. It was too fresh for me at the time. Peace and love to all. Some things should come before views to me. Now props to Joe for taking a stand against Charleston White. I'm not even gonna play what Charleston White said about Gilly's son. It was all very disgusting and very distasteful. And I think it was the right move. I think Joe would have gotten a lot of backlash, not only from fans of hip-hop, but also his colleagues. Gilly and Joe Budden have a lot of mutual friends. So obviously not only was Joe not trying to offend Gilly, but also he did not want to be the guy that platforms the person that's dissing somebody's dead son. Now, that's not to say that Joe does not make this interview happen sometime next year. Joe said the interview was rescheduled, not canceled. This is the kind of risk you run when you want to interview somebody controversial. Charleston White has been talking about dead people, whether it's rappers or people he just doesn't rock with, for the last 4 or 5 years. And I'm sure next year is going to be more of the same. That's the kind of content that's been making Charleston White money, and I don't think it's going to change. You guys get in the comments below. What do you guys make of Joe's quick response back to Charleston White? Would you guys like to see Charleston White on the Joe Budden podcast? Post your comments below. Subscribe to my channel, like this video. I'll see you guys later, man.